Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you, wherever you are from Australia. This is By Hook or By Needles. My name is Sam, and today I got my last yarn club. Let me tell you why. Those of you who watch me regularly will have known that I recently purchased an additional box, which was a kit for a pair of baby booties for my grandson who is due to be born on the 18th of May. And unfortunately, I started knitting these booties but found that the pattern was incorrect. On the positive side, when I notified Yarn Club, they did immediately, one day, or probably only 1 day later. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I can't remember exactly. It was a very short period of time. Sent a email back with a PDF of the actual pattern. What prompted me to cancel was simply that they knew of the error. They had known of the error apparently for some time, and it had been already corrected. And I was told that I had probably gotten an old box. This disappointed me, that they obviously had been told that there was an error with the pattern. The pattern designer corrected the error, and rather than go through all their stock and make sure that they switched out the old pattern and put in the new, they left it. I can't believe that I'm the only one who has had the pattern left. I was lucky. I've knitted booties before, so I'm not a stranger to the booties, so I was able to complete them without the new pattern. I didn't knit them exactly as the pattern said. When I looked at the new pattern, I thought, I didn't do it that way, but it doesn't matter. They still came out. I can't show them to you because they have now gone off in a parcel to the UK for my grandson's pending birth. So I wanted to mention that straight up. This is my last yarn club box. Now, as you may or may not be aware, this is my new mic. I did explain when I got the mic the other day and used it for the first time, that the reason I have got it is primarily because I've been getting a lot of anxiety when I do my videos, and I know people like face-to-face a lot, but I get a lot of anxiety, and so I wanted to hide behind something, and that's where this came in. Since then, I've had comments that there are people who lip read, and I'm covering my mouth, and far from wanting to exclude, that's the word I want to, goodness, far from wanting to exclude people who have hearing loss or whom lip read, what I have done was I did a few experiments, just videos like this, and uploaded them as private, ran them, and ran previous videos that I've done, and I put the closed captions thing on to see how accurate it was, because I know it's not always great. And I was really pleasantly surprised to see that the closed captions really does say what I'm saying. So I'm hoping that this is going to be a win-win, that I can hide behind my microphone and people watching with difficulty hearing, or who need to see my lips to read them to understand properly, can use closed captions. Fingers crossed, hopefully. I even watched a few other videos of people with varying accents to see how good closed captions is nowadays. And like I say, I was really surprised. It picked up on a very broad Australian, what I would call a broad Australian accent, and a New Zealand accent, and a British accent, and of course American accent. So I'm fairly confident that with closed captions you will get an accurate depiction of what I'm saying. I hope. So there is that. Closed captions. My last box. What did I get? Well, I got, a pattern as usual. Now, I have never actually used any of the sock patterns they sent me. So I'm now wondering if any of them have errors in them. But anyway, that's by and by. Here is the pattern. You can't see it very well, I'm afraid, but I believe there's like a honeycomb. It looks like a honeycomb design on the front of it. It's just called Watermelon Socks. Not sure why, because it's not red and green and white, but that's what they've called it, Watermelon Socks. So yeah, it comes with the pattern, which once again, as I say, I don't ever use. It came with some little Easter eggs, which, yay, chocolate, which I'm pretty happy about. And it came with these stitch markers, which got little socks on them. There's 5 stitch markers there, and they come on a little ring to hold them. I think they're very cute. So they will have to go with my other bougie type stitch markers. I also got, and I'm really rapt about this because I really enjoyed the last one. I'll have to see if I can buy it somewhere. Taboo Rich drinking chocolate. And unlike other drinking chocolates, I found this quite not so bitter. It wasn't as bitter, even, like normally I'd have to add like lots of sweetener to it because I'm not allowed to have sugar since my diagnosis of diabetes, but normally I would have to add heaps of sugar or heaps of sweetener, and I didn't need to for this. So this is a really nice chocolate. So, not sponsored, but if you see this, Taboo, send me more. And finally, my yarn. And I've got to say, it is a beautiful, beautiful yarn. Let me tell you about it before I show you it. It's from Fiore Sock people, and it's hand dyed. I'm not sure where Fiore is. It sort of sounds Italian, but the name of it is Waratah, and Waratah is a native plant in Australia. Its number is 055 Waratah. It is, let's have a look, 80% fine merino, 20% nylon, machine washable. It has 100 grams, which is 400 meters, and the recommendation is 2.75 to 3.25 millimeter needles. And I presume that would be the same for hooks, though it doesn't say. Now, here's the yarn. Can you see that? It is purples and greens. And my immediate thought was, ooh, wicked. because it is really, I mean, it's not a really dark limey green, and there's not a lot of the green in it, you know, which would represent Elspeth. Oh, I cannot remember. Anyway, Espeth. Anyway, but yeah, some really lovely yarn. It is once again very, very soft, very, very pretty, and I will look forward to using that. Came in a lovely green organza bag, and I love the organza bags. So yeah, yeah. So I'm a bit sorry and sad to say goodbye to the yarn club, but there's another reason for me deciding to stop buying the yarn club box, and that is I've been deeply touched and affected by two content creators in particular, and I'm going to put their links in the description box below. One of them is Lisa Knits and Vlogs. She is a fellow Australian, so I tip my hat to a fellow Aussie. Everything that woman makes, well, almost everything that wonderful woman makes, she donates to a charity called KOGO, K.O.G.O. I'll put a link to that in the description box as well. KOGO is knit one, give one. So you knit a product and you give the project. But they'll also take crocheted items as well. They will take a huge variety of items, a huge variety. They will take things from, socks, baby clothes, baby blankets, full-size blankets, hats, scarves, toys for babies. In fact, they've got two fabulous patterns. I'll include the links to the patterns if I remember. I'm going to have to write this down, aren't I? Otherwise I'm just going to forget. Oh, I'll try and remember. I'll have to play the video back to myself to remind myself. One's called Koggle, K-O-G-G-L-E, and he is a monster. But he's great because he's got two big fat legs and two fat arms and like a short body and a head. And some of them have got two horns, one horn, no horns, whatever. Koggle, K-O-G-G-L-E, in case you want to look up him if I forget the link. It's a free pattern to download, so I'll include the link if I remember. And there was another free pattern as well that I got from the site, and I can't remember what that was for, but anyway. This site takes everything, KOGO. So I thought, well, brilliant. I want to do more donated stuff. So that's another reason for cancelling the sock yarn. I want to spend more money on buying other yarns, which I can then make for donating items. The other podcaster, and I must admit, I think it was her, Lisa, has been sort of in the back of my head going, donate, you gotta do more donations. And then along came Mad Mimi, Lara, I can never say her name right, she's going to have a go at me, I know, from Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming. And she, every year, she donates hats to, I think it's a charity called the Breadline in Alaska, in the UK, in the US, of course. Alaska's not in the UK, Sam. And she recently decided that she's going to, because it's summer there now soon, There's going to be less need for hats and scarves for the homeless. So she spoke to, I think she said she spoke to the breadline people and said, how about I donate like hygiene packets or yeah, hygiene sort of things. And they said, look, we're happy to take whatever you're happy to make and give. And so she actually missed her own live. Well, it wasn't on her channel, but it was on someone else's. But she was supposed to be co-hosting. She actually missed it because she was off shopping for this charity. You know, and she's bought lots of brushes. I think she got little toothpastes to go with the toothbrushes. I think she said she's ordered some of those, you know, those little individual flossy things you get with the toothpick at the other end, which I reckon you could use to clean underneath your nails as well. I think she's going to try and get some soaps, and she's going to make, not soap sacks, but she's going to make washcloths and all that sort of thing to go with all these items to donate to the breadline for them to give to people. And, you know, that just really, you know, that made Lisa's voice get a little bit louder, and her voice was getting really loud as well. And I thought, you know what, I could be doing a lot more for charity too. I don't work. I am disabled. I hate the word, but I am technically that. I am immobile for the most part. So I don't leave the house. I am housebound. I don't leave the house. And so, what's a woman to do? Well, I knit and crochet. And mostly I've been knitting and crocheting for family and friends, and yes, some charity. I've been doing some charity stuff. But most of the charity stuff I've done is big stuff, like I've done big blankets, and I've donated big blankets. Well, now I'm thinking I could do washcloths. I could do smaller things like baby blankets and baby clothes. So I want to cut back on a few of my expenses. So there's going to be a few changes next month, which I will announce closer. Well, I'll re-announce closer to the day. For starters, and I cannot find him. Where is he? Is that him? No, it's an empty bag. I have made. Can't find him. I have made an amigurumi. I'm still going to make them, I've decided, because it was something I wanted to do. I wanted to do the festival dolls. I'm trying to find the calendar. The festival dolls that came with a Simply Crochet magazine. It was a calendar, and every month had a new amigurumi that you could make that celebrated a festival. And so the last 3 months I've made the character, and I've basically sort of said, look, if you want to win them, just put a comment in the video related to the month that I've made it, stating that you would like to win the amigurumi. That includes a lot of postage for me, because especially as I'm in Australia, and most of my winners are in the US. Well, all two so far, all two. Both have already been in the US, and so, you know, and I'm looking at $25 to $30 a month just for that in Australian dollars, and the yarn boxes are like, I think with postage, about $35 to $40 a month. So I'm thinking, well, if I'm going to do, you know, I really need to cut back. So sadly, I will still be making my festival dolls, but instead they will be going to the charity as a doll for a child. So I'll have to stop doing the amigurumi eyes, and we'll have to do sew-on eyes and that sort of thing, because they don't accept anything with amigurumi safety eyes. That's one change. I'm still be doing Battle of the Stitches, and making that. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be able to continue to do that. I mean, there's a 1 in 5 chance, or possibly, no, sorry, 1 in 6 chance that I can win. And if I do win, I'm looking at around $25 usually to $30 again to post the item if my item wins and someone decides to win it. So I haven't become stingy, no. I'm just becoming more practical, that I realize if I wish to donate more to charity, I need to get more non-wool, because I've got a lot of wool, but I need to get more non-wool things so that I can, because I don't think they will accept wool, I'll check, because I'm going to need to make a lot more non-wool things for the charities. And I think also common sense tells me that I'm able to make more for charities if I use a thicker yarn, like a 4-weight, which is a 10 ply, or a Aran, or a worsted, depending on where you live in the world. So I better, they will, hats will knit up quicker if I use that. And I think my knitting machine might be happier with a 4-weight yarn, so I'll be able to not cheat, but I'll be able to make more if I use that as well. But at the same time, I do want to still teach, so I'm not stopping my knitting for beginners. I'm still continuing with that, and I'm still going to continue with the knitting beginner crocheters tutorials as well, because I find them enjoyable, and I like to show people new things, or new things to them. So they will be continuing. I'm still doing my amigurumi. I'm just not giving it away anymore. Well, I'm giving it away, but I'm giving it away to charity as a doll, and I'll be doing other dolls as well. Yes, and I've cut back on a few expenses so that I can hopefully produce more and give more. So there'll probably be a lot more, a lot less how-to video, how-to in the sense of outside of the learning how to crochet and learning how to knit. There'll be fewer sort of perhaps, no, I don't really do many of those tutorials anyway. There'll be a lot more sort of, this is what I've made this week, and that'll all be going to, these are the big things that'll be going to charity. And I'm hoping to, I might jump on board with Mad Mimi when it comes to doing the Bod Hatterpalooza that she does every week. I might see if I can get a hat done every week, and that can go to the local charity. Yeah, I've really just got to think a little bit harder about that. I really do want to give back more, because especially, in Australia, I know the KOGO people here, they give to everybody. They have like all these affiliates that they give to. They give to battered women, they give to I think children's hospitals, they give to foster children, they give to homeless, they give to fire damaged, fire, homes have been destroyed by fire people, flood destroyed people, the whole works. They do not just collect stuff and give it out to whomever they feel like they wish to. They give it out to whoever really needs it. So if suddenly there's a fire, like we have had recently, and lots of floods like we've had recently, I think what they probably do is tend to prioritize those, and sort of, and especially with us coming up to winter, they're going to need more winter stuff for those things. So I hope I don't disappoint anyone by not giving away the amigurumi every month anymore. I just think charity will need it more. And but I know most of my people who are watching, and I know that almost all of them are going to say that's a good choice, because some of them in the past have said they'd like to win it, and could I please give it to donate it to a fire charity, someone who's collecting items for fire damaged homes. So I don't think that's going to be a problem. I really don't. So I'm still going to do my collab with Jules from Jules Crafts. We're still going to knit our pair of wacky socks. I think she's come up with a name for it, which is brilliant. Something adventurous socks. I don't know. I'll have to check with her, but she's called it something adventurous socks. I couldn't quite hear the first word. She mentioned it in the live we did with Battle of the Stitches. So I think I like the sound of whatever it was. I can't remember it though. So we'll probably use that as a title. So I think like on the 1st of April, hopefully, or the 2nd of April, so that people don't think it's an April Fool's, we'll roll a dice or do whatever we have to do to pick our pieces of our socks, and my socks will just go to charity. And I don't know what she's going to do with hers. She might do the same, or she might give them to her family and whatnot, which I will still do. I mean, I still need to. I'm still doing my one sock a month thing with Stephen West. More than likely, if I don't like it, it will go to family or charity. If it turns out too small for my small-feeted people, it will go to charity. If it turns out too big for my big-feeted people, it'll go to charity, and that sort of thing. Because you're going to have all sizes needing socks and whatnot from charities. So I'm happily confident in doing that. So hopefully you all still stay and watch and keep subscribing. My subscribers blanket. Now, I know I just said I want to cut back on my expenses, but I have already stated that I will be sending those 2 blankets out. I don't feel right in backing down from that. So I'm still going to be posting those. The crochet blanket will be given away when I hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm only at 418, 415. Sorry, 515, something like that. I can't remember. But when I get to 1,000, I'll put the border on, and then I will do a giveaway, and it will go to the person who wins. The other one, the knitted one, is needs to have more length added to it, so I'm probably going to give that away at 1,500 subscribers. I'll put a border on it, and then I will send that, and that will be probably the last of those sorts of big giveaways I will do. I'm quite happy to do little giveaways where I might send smaller things out or lighter weight things out, but I want to cut back on my expenses because I want to give more to charity, and I hope people understand that. So anyway, I have jibber-jabbered long enough. That's a term I've always used. I don't think it's an offensive one. I hope it's not offensive. That can't be. Anyway, so yeah, please like, subscribe, share, do whatever what you need to do. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you like where my new channel's gonna go? Well, not new channel, it's the same channel. And I may be, people might be thinking I'm sort of reinventing myself. Well, I'm not really. I'm still doing a lot of what I was doing before. I'm still doing the tutorials for knitting and crochet. I'm still doing the amigurumi for the rest of the year, as I said, but they just won't be given away. I'm still doing my monthly socks, and I'm doing my new collab with Jules for another pair of socks. So I'll be doing 2 pairs of socks a month. Either one or both will be going to charity. Yeah, so I mean, there's not a lot that's changed. It's just a lot of I'm having to cut back on because I just feel I need to. But yeah, hopefully you'll all understand, and I'm sure you will. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I will see you next time. Please take care and hug the ones around you, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.